I mean, it is what it is, right? This shit is gonna play and play and play until we get it in place. Peace and harmony. Hope everybody doing their thing. So, I want to start by apologizing because I haven't been putting up very many videos lately. I've been having some technical difficulties, I guess you could say. I just wanted to actually just talk about this real quick. I mean, it was kind of interesting how it seemed like the northern part of the United States, I don't know if it was specific cities or what, but it was power outages, and then the internet just went down. And then basically I just took it as a sign to not even mess with putting up any videos or even mess with anything as far as the internet. Just be in your present now. Don't even worry about the internet. Yeah, it can be a beneficial thing, but at the same time too, it's when you catch a vibe like that from your higher self, from spirit, you just gotta flow with it. But I'm gonna be dropping some videos here and there now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put them as lost files or lost tapes or whatever, because some of them were done within they're not super old. When I put up lost files, I mean they're months or even almost a year old, depending on the situation. But yeah, I mean, I just did a few videos leading up, and it was interesting, all the synchronicities, how I came across synchronicities to get a couple new crystals. I didn't even go to one of the shops for crystals. I went there to get some sage and some just some tools to utilize for cleansing energy, cleansing a space that I was going to cleanse within that day, within within that week. And as I continued to do that, but I came across a couple crystals that really resonated with me. They were kind of just so-called out of place, where they shouldn't be, and nobody knew how they got there. At the same time too, I had the intent within my mind. I was thinking about certain things that actually had a correlation to the crystal energy, so it was a reflection within myself about something on how I want to go about and flow through these energies. So I just thought that was interesting. And I noticed it too, getting back to the power outage thing, or the Wi-Fi or internet being down in certain areas. I noticed that because I didn't notice it right then and there. I just knew that in this space and location where I'm currently staying, things went out. But then I noticed too, I checked out a couple other videos for some of the cats on YouTube who talk about things that interest me on a deep level, and how some of them experienced Wi-Fi outages and internet being down, or just blackouts within their neighborhood or within their city or whatever. And I just thought it was really interesting on how all these things correlated, and how it was kind of a reflection on how, yes, it's important to get this knowledge out, to bring people together, to communicate, to create a tribe, to where we can just communicate, collaborate on ideas, and just almost being a healing to each other in some way, shape, or form. But I just thought it was interesting to all these people that have a certain deep insight on something that they're super good at, shedding light on a certain subject or certain thing, whether it's astrology, crystals, just experiences, just whatever it be. It's always the people that have a super deep insight, and it was just just showing that as nice as these things are, these luxuries of the internet and all this, at the same time too, none of it's needed. So I mean, yes, this is obvious, this is just common sense and all that, but I almost feel I feel encouraged to say every now and then we should just cut everything off, just go just straight blackout, off grid and all that, just not even mess with any of the internet at all, which I do this on occasion. I'm kind of detached more so than a lot of other people that I've seen around me, and just through everyday experience. But at the same time too, it's like we should almost have, like, it's gonna be different for each of us in a certain way, shape, or form. But at least like once a week, maybe twice a week, once a month, whatever really resonates with you, just go off the grid, just cut everything off, and just see how you truly feel, see how you operate without all these electronics, or you know illusionary lights, like indoor light settings or whatever. Just go completely off grid. And sometimes you're gonna see or invoke these visions, and you're gonna not only be more in tune with yourself, but just realize like the foolishness, like that we have around us, like all this stuff that we really don't need. Yes, it's, like I said before, it's beneficial to use at certain times, but it's almost like a relief, or like it's just a better feeling just to like go off the grid for a little bit. I mean, if that resonates with you, by all means do it. If it doesn't, well, I mean, that's cool too. Maybe some people got to be plugged in all the time, but it's to each his own, like I always say. But it's important to just unplug now and then, and just let things be, let things flow, and see what really comes to you, what really just what really comes to you, because it's very interesting. But with that being said, I'm gonna jump into another video here, so give me just a second. And my apologies for my voice. It's kind of like a little bit like dry or raspy. I don't know. Everything was going good up to this point, but I had something. I might have had a little bit of something there just to irritate me. I think it was some soy or something. Some soy irritates my my throat chakra, my throat area. They trying to silence me. Nah, I'm all good. But that soy just sometimes messes with my throat. That's why I try not to have soy very often. Try to avoid soy as much as I can. Plus, a lot of it could be cancerous. Even if you mess with organic soy, it could still be pretty funky. So that's why I try to stay away from it. But anyways, enough about me. Let's just talk about this full moon in Gemini coming up. And it's gonna be November 23rd. And like I always say, the full moon or even the new moon, these moon energy waves usually last, like you can feel it coming, like you always want to practice now, like whenever you know that the full moon's coming, whenever you feel these energies, whenever you have these everyday experiences that lead to these energies, you want to start working with it then. So for some of us it's like a week, some of us it's like 2-3 days, a day before, whatever. But I'm kind of doing this video a little bit last minute because for one, I haven't really been feeling like cranking out a bunch of videos, because I've been doing a lot of other things. But at the same time too, like I said, my internet was having some problems. Haven't been able to put any videos up. Haven't even been online very much. And while that's a beautiful relief, at the same time too, like I want to put these videos out. I want to be able to share things, and I want to be able to learn from other people's things as well. That collaboration. But yeah, so yeah, it's the full moon in Gemini. Gemini is mutable air. So being able to see things from a different perspective. Be in your head about different ideas. Being able to have these ideas bounce around, and being able to see things from your true perspective as well as somebody else's perspective, and then the perspective within that and how it relates. And the Gemini is represented by the twins, and as far as that goes, it also relates to the body, as like all the mutable signs relate to like something that's dual, like the hands, the lungs, the feet, something along these lines. So for Gemini, it's mostly the lungs, but there's also a correlation to the hands, because within that Gemini energy, it relates to, that intellect, to that logic, and be able to logically put things into order, I guess, for lack of a better word. Kind of be up in your head, create these new ideas, create new opportunities, and just do something that's different, but similar to a vibe that's always been here, I guess you could say as well. So yeah, just the vibe that I've been feeling and catching lately about with this full moon in Gemini coming up is like just new opportunities and being able to, create and focus on deep relationships. Whether that's like a deep friendship, a twin flame vibe, or even like a soulmate type vibe. It's different for everybody, and the only person that knows on how it's really gonna work is you and that person. The collaboration of energies. But yeah, I mean, it's also gonna deal with those expanding winds, that expanding air. So this can be both positive or negative. The choice is really yours. So I mean, with these energies, it can expand positive things that you've been working towards, positive things you've been focusing on, positive things you've been creating and manifesting within your reality, or it can expand those negative things if you're getting too out of balance or focusing on energies that don't serve you, or holding on or not being able to let go of still stagnant energies. So I mean, this is your great time with this full moon energy leading up to it. It's always just like a good time to just kind of lay back, lounge to a certain degree. Maybe that's not the best word, but just to let everything come to a realization within you, being able to realize things with you realize, and not be too aggressive on the taking action, but not be too lenient to lounge either. Kind of like that mid ground, I guess you could say. But yeah, with that being said, it's just a great time to focus and bring to realization of our true paths, and having gratitude for the little things that we have in our everyday life. Just be truly grateful for what we have, and know that we have everything and have the ability to manifest and create anything within our reality as well. And we are our path, positive or negative. Gotta harmonize both halves. It's like the flip of the coin. You have a heads or tails. You have a positive or negative, but then you also have that middle point where where it's like the round, like it lands right on the side. You got that middle ground. You got that positive and negative. You got both sides. We gotta utilize both energies, because there's no certain energy that's better than the other. There's beneficial things to one side, and at the same time there's non-beneficial things to that same side. So it's like we gotta choose what really resonates with us. We have the power to choose, but it's a free will universe. You know what I mean? At the same time too, it's like harmonizing our true natures, being able to integrate our shadows, being able to work with our shadow self. So those imbalances that we have, every now and then, our expansion and contraction. For each of us it's a little bit different, but at the same time too, there's similarities with these energy waves. You gotta ride these energy waves. You gotta utilize this energy coming in for your beneficial aspect. Whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you choose, you want to manifest, whatever it is that you want to choose to create within this life. That is. But yeah, I mean, integrating your shadows